problem child, Jack Smith, just got exposed by CNN. CNN threw Jack Smith under the bus, calling him out with specifics. This is all the proof you need that he is no lover of the law. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel.
Right. The 165-page filing lays out the bulk of evidence in the government's case against the former president. But our next guest, CNN legal analyst Elie Honig, is calling the move, quote, a cheap shot in a new piece accusing Smith of, quote, bending ordinary procedure in this new filing.
I love when New York publications carry Honig, who's a normal commentator on CNN, Jack Smith's October cheap shot. The dumping of this document and presenting to the public is purely to manipulate an election.
My criticism here is that what Jack Smith and the judge did is they reversed the ordinary process. The way it works under the rules of procedure, I handled thousands of cases every time, is the defendant, in this case, Donald Trump, files his motion first.
Okay, normally, I only want to know why they broke the rules. Why did they change it? It's obvious this is election interference. That's the only reason why they changed the rules, reverse the order on who goes first, the defendant or the prosecution. This time, Jack Smith jumped ahead in line because he has an election to influence. You cannot do this. They can't even come near it. And Chutkan's partially responsible.
And then the prosecution responds, depending on whatever that motion is. What Jack Smith did is he said to Judge Chutkan, well, I need to go first here, and I need to file a 4 times over-length brief. Judge Chutkan actually acknowledged that Jack Smith's request is, quote, procedurally irregular, and then she let him do it anyway.
Chutkan, she goes like, oh, it's totally against my religion. But okay. She's like, it's totally against the rules. This timing is way off. It's unprecedented. It's undone. But go ahead, Jack Smith. So Jack Smith is bad. He's a political hack, but I actually think Chutkan is worse because she's a judge. It's her job to stop people from Jack Smith from overreaching, and she didn't do it. Remember, Barack Obama appointee Chutkan. So she blew this one. And so in a way, this article isn't just about Jack Smith that he blew it. Chutkan did too.
And because of that flipping the ordinary procedure on its head, that's what enabled Jack Smith to put this brief in October, shortly before the election. So I think there's a big problem with that. I think it runs counter certainly to the spirit, and I believe to the letter of DOJ policy, that you try to avoid doing anything that could impact an election.
Yeah, you try to avoid that unless you're Merrick Garland. That's a third person who I will name, even though he's not named in this. Merrick Garland is also influencing this election. Now, there was some pushback from Hillary Clinton saying this is just like when James Comey went after her letters, but she goes, no, it's completely different. Here's her reasoning on this.
I think the situation is completely different, and this is in the context of an ongoing criminal procedure that the special counsel has brought against Donald Trump many, many months before the run-up to the election.
No, because it's an ongoing procedure, this one is okay. No, he's going to correct her on it. Remember, this is on CNN, guys. The opposition, the wing of the Democrat Party is collapsing around Kamala and starting to help Trump.
The problem, though, with Secretary Clinton's analysis of the Jack Smith case is, respectfully, she's got her facts wrong. First of all, she's confusing the judges here. I think she's thinking of Judge Cannon, who, yes, has ruled almost entirely for Donald Trump, but that's the judge in the other case. The judge here is Judge Chutkan. I get it, similar names. Judge Chutkan has ruled almost entirely against Donald Trump.
Respectfully, she's got her facts wrong, meaning you're wrong, Hillary. The facts prove you wrong. He also thinks that Hillary could be mixing up the judges because he just can't believe that she could be talking about Chutkan, saying that she was going all for helping Trump too much. He goes, she must have been talking about Judge Cannon. He goes, I understand because their names sound so familiar. Now you tell me, guys, do these names sound familiar? Chutkan, Cannon, not what I'd call close.
More to the point, the last thing we just heard Secretary Clinton say was, quote, there is nothing out of the ordinary. But as I described before, the way they flipped this procedure is the opposite of the ordinary. They reversed the actual way that motions are.
Yeah, take a seat, Hillary. You don't know what you're talking about on this one. Let the expert speak. It's way out of the ordinary, and you wouldn't know because you're a political hack just trying to keep Trump from getting elected. This Honig guy, I've heard him, Elie Honig, I've heard him rip on Trump before. So he's not just trying to get Trump elected. He's telling you the truth.
You can talk to 100 former federal prosecutors who've collectively handled 100,000 cases, they will all tell you they never filed their motions first. And I think it begs the question, what was the rush here? Why did Jack Smith have to ask for this, to quote Judge Chutkan, procedurally irregular approach? So I respectfully disagree.
Why? Why would they have to go through this procedural, totally unprecedented thing so that Jack Smith can dump his files out in October? I wonder what's going on in November. Maybe my audience can help me out on this one, because it's just, my mind's drawing a blank. I'm Doug in exile.